to be caught. Here I come now, let's play hide and seek. Riding on the playground, no one dares to make a sound. Round and round and round and round, no one wants to be first found.
Okay, all right, now I'm going to play for you something that, where this woman, she thinks the same thing I do, that it is a headlamp in the house. And so what she does is she actually does her own experiment, her and her husband, which is pretty cool. So another thing I want to say is that if this is the case, the lights were on over there, you know, the phone, no more activity on the phone. As soon as that white car drives by, of the guys, you know, the cops in Banfield, and they don't look up, they don't even bother to acknowledge it, yet the frat boys do. And the car looks just like all the other cars. You know, their fleet of cars that they no longer have, that apparently, you know, that hybrids that were bought to save on gas, blah, blah, blah. Yet there's nowhere in the annual report, the MPD annual report, that talks about anything about those cars. You would think that they would be on the, you know, the fund or whatever I don't know what it's called, but where they, you know, whatever they use their monies for, whatever they bought for that year, you know, you'd think it would be on something like that. Somewhere it would be documented. Well, it's not. You can't, those cars aren't anywhere in there. The only time you see those cars are on November 13th. Yep. Oh, and 12th, because there was a video of them earlier that night, and they were driving that car too. But they weren't driving the same car when they got to Identity Apartments. That is a different car. I mean, that doesn't look anything like the other one. Slightly the same color. Well, this one's more silvery, the one that they drove to Identity, but yeah, weird. Anyway, so maybe they switched cars up after they drove past a mobile station. That's what I'm thinking. So, this just makes me, you know, if this is the case, first of all, the timeline is off. It wouldn't be BK, because he wouldn't be there, because this happened before 4 o'clock. The original time that they had was more like it. Then they changed it because they had to, because of the car situation. So I'm going to play for you this little clippet that she's done. It's really good. She's got a really great channel. She hasn't posted in a long time, I don't think. It's been a long time, but anyway, she's going to explain, you know, some parts I'm going to cut out, because I basically said the same thing about the house and about how the light, like a bedroom light, if it's going to come on, it literally, you know, shines on the whole room. Headlamps don't do that. And if you have that motion detector one, I mean, you got to those are even easier to turn on, turn off. Or if you've got a mouth guard glow stick in your mouth, all you have to do is close your mouth. If you open your mouth a little bit, you can even customize your light that you want by a little teeny of your mouth open with a little bit of light. Wide open, you get a lot of light. Those things are kind of fun, actually. But in this situation, it's kind of sick. But not kind of sick, it is sick. So, okay, here we go.
When I saw the body cam video come out, I watched it, a bazillion times.
So did I.
And we see that light, right? In the window where their house is, across from the Sigkai house and the band field. And a lot of people were like, oh, they turned on the light, they turned off a light. Some people said, oh, it's headlights reflecting, things like that. And me, now remember, who am I? I'm just a girl with a YouTube channel. I was like, it's a headlamp. Now I'm going to show you me looking like a complete freaking idiot. This is me with my husband's military issue headlamp on. I had heard in interviews that some of the people in the area wear these headlamps when they go out to walk their dogs because it's so dark, which makes sense to me because we have these in our cars in case our cars break down. And I was like, it's somebody's wearing a headlamp and moving around in the damn house. So I decided to do an experiment. And the reason I did this, I want to give a shout out to Chris at Monsters Under Our Bed. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do me an experiment like Chris. So I showed the video to my husband and he was kind of like, I don't know, maybe. And I was like, okay, well, we're doing this. So I waited for it to get dark last night. But when it got dark, I turned out all the lights in my house and I made him walk approximately the same distance from our house to approximately the same distance that the 1122 King Road house is from Bandfield where the body cam footage was taken. I hope that made sense. I turned out all the lights in the house and I put on the headlamp. He went out there, it's pitch black dark, and he filmed me in front of the window wearing the headlamp. Now, while I'm wearing the headlamp, I'm doing things like turning my head to the side. I'm looking down like if I was attacking somebody, and I'm looking straight at the window, and then I turn around and I leave. Now, when I watch the body cam video, what I see is there is a bright light. Now, could that be somebody had a light on? I thought maybe, turn the light on to put Murphy in the other room, because remember, he was in a different room. But then it doesn't just go off like you flipped off a light. It gets bright, and then it dims, and then it dims, and it's gone. And just something about how the light changes and moves, I don't know why. I just initially was like, hey, it's a headlamp. Okay, so now I'm going to show you my results. Then we're going to go back and look again just so you can compare. If you hear coyotes in the background, I apologize, but there is a bright light. Okay, that little circle, that's me in the house. That bright light is a street light we had installed out here because you can see how dark it is. We can't see without that. So I'm looking at the window here. You see how bright it is. And then I turn away. Pitch black. And there it's like from the side. And that's... But do you see what I mean? How it can be bright. And there, it's like from the side. And that's... But do you see what I mean? See how bright if I'm looking, but then when I turn away, see how it dims? So imagine, if you will, there, I'm looking at the window, and then I turn like this and it dims. When I turn completely around, it's gone. Imagine, if you will, there, I'm looking at the window, and then I turn like this and it dims. When I turn completely around, it's gone. Now, I want you to know, when I did this experiment, I did not turn the light on or off. It was on, and I didn't touch the button, because you put it on, you click the button, the light comes on. I didn't touch the button, okay? But when I would turn my back to the window, I was still standing right in the same spot. When I turned around and faced away from the window, there was no light going out to the side. There was light going in front of me, but you couldn't see it from his vantage point. So let's look at the body cam video one more time, because I think when you watch it the first few times, maybe you don't notice the subtlety and the change of light, but after you watch it and you know where you're supposed to be looking and you focus in on it, I think you will see what I see, the change in the light. So let's watch.
And I totally, absolutely agree with her, because I thought the same thing. In fact, we did our own experiment, but I didn't record it. And it's weird, because when you turn around and you don't see the light, you'd think that wouldn't be the case, but it is, because you're blocking it. It's really weird. So I think, yeah, I'm glad she actually, did an experiment. I'm glad she did an experiment. Pretty cool. Okay, we're going to watch this again. Now I'm making the screen bigger, and I'm following it with my finger, because it's really wobbly the way the cop's walking. So it's hard to keep it in focus. She did a pretty good job on it, though. And here's the thing, you guys. Knowing full well that this cop is doing this, like, this is all timed. There was a reason why all this happened the way it did. And maybe these guys in Banfield were actually part of it, with them running and them having to chase them and walk back. Maybe it's all part of the whole thing. I don't know. But this was choreographed. I mean, for this to be all sequenced and all on time, the timing like it had to have been. It just had to have been. I mean... And if you have a motion light, like I have, you could even, there's even more possibilities, for my sake anyway, just doing it with the different music, which sucks because We Know What You Did had some awesome music. Man, I don't know where they get their music, but it is so good. Let's do it. And go to their channel, both True Killer Crime, awesome, and We Know What You Did. Go sub, like, comment, as well as mine, please like. It gets it, the algorithm, it bumps it up so more people see it. Like, I don't even know exactly what it does, but I know that it works. And don't ask me to describe or explain, because I will not be able to do it. But also, I know that I can't believe how many subs I have, you guys. I'm so freaked out by that, because it's just, I never expected this at all. But here's the thing, is that a little in the analytics in the studio, it shows that over 50% of the people watching me are subscribed, but there's like 40 something that aren't subscribed. So please, if you're watching and you like my content, please hit the subscribe button. And then if you want to get notifications when I put a new video out, you can either, the little bell on the side, you can either put custom where it just, you know, rings. I don't even know what custom means on that. I know that you don't get all the notifications. It just picks and chooses. I'm not sure if you can customize that part of it. I don't know. But if you hit and make the bell black, that you get all the notifications. And that means whenever I drop a video, upload a video, whatever, or post something to my community wall, a community post, then it will notify you. And if it's not notifying you, unsubscribe to me and resubscribe, hit the notification bell again, do all that kind of stuff, and it should bump it back into, you know, what it's supposed to be doing. Sometimes, I don't know if it's because there's so many people on YouTube that YouTube forgets, you know, I don't know what it does, but sometimes it does that. So, if you're so inclined, please do so. I would really appreciate it. I do not know why I went into that accent right then. I have no idea. But anyway, sometimes I do that, so just beware. It might not be me every time. Well, it's always me. And it's just not me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Oh, Lordy. All right, it's going to be a hot one out here today, but I want to play for you a little bit more, and I might just pop back in and do a little more in here. I do not know whatever I'm going to do because I'm just wing it. You guys, I never know what I'm going to say. I don't have a script. I typically don't cut anything out. When I do a video and I'm talking, more than 9 times out of 10, I don't cut anything out of my video. Unless it's just a bunch of filler, you know, and then there's commercials or you know, the pause lines. Those things I take out as much as I can. Sometimes I end up talking over those pause lines, which is stupid because then I have to keep them in because I'm talking. But, what I'm saying is important to go with what's before and after that little pause line. But other than that, I pretty much leave everything in. So you're getting me, the full me, and nothing but the me. So there you have it. Love you guys. We'll see if I'm going to keep on keeping on this one. I'm just going to stop this one right now and we'll just go from there. Alrighty. Thanks. I will link this video into the description as well. She's great. She's got some funny stuff too. So this is like it in the daylight, what we're looking at, the exact area. So darn dog. Okay, so the king house right there, okay? This is with the light on. And it looks like, quite possibly, it looks like it's... No, it is a top room. You know what? Is it Xana's or is it Kaylee's room? You know, what if it is Kaylee's room they came in through? Let's see. I might have to lighten that picture up just to see what it looks like lightened. In fact, I'm going to take a screenshot. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to wait till I turn this off. Because otherwise the screenshot will get my screen camera little button that you guys can't see. It's hovering in here, but when I screenshot it shows it. And here's with it off. So, yeah, I wonder if I can lighten it up to see any more of it. And after this, when those guys get across the street and this light goes off, right? Down in between, you know, where you can get up from Banfield, the little walkway in between that takes you up to King Roadhouse, you can see people walking back down to this Taylor Apartments, and they all look like they have headlamps on. They all do, or mouthpieces. They might have glow sticks in their mouth, actually. They look kind of more like that because they're barely opening their mouths. And in my opinion, if they did have a headlamp on, you really can't get a setting that dim unless your batteries basically run out, and then you never really know what it's going to do. You know, if it's going to stop or blink weird, or you know, get a little bit of juice all of a sudden. Sometimes it'll do that, go brighter. So more than likely, it was like a mouth stick. So, in my opinion, that's my store, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, back here, and you'd turn, and it would be gone. Or it'd be there and then it'd be gone, it'd be there and then it'd be gone. And I first thought it was a headlamp, and now I'm almost wondering if it was a glow stick, a mouth glow stick, because we've had these before. And I used to live on a property that was very, very, very dark at night, very, very dark. And we all had headlamps, and mouth glow sticks, because they were just so easy to use. You just close your mouth if you don't want the light, and then just open it barely, and you can even make the light brighter or dimmer depending on how big you open your mouth. I mean, they really are pretty interesting. But these are what they look like, and there's all different kinds. They even have full mouth guards. Ones that kind of look like binkies. There's also just ones that are just really small. They're just like a little teeny weeny little stick, like the glow sticks. Like, they're just a little they're not even maybe a ½ inch long, and geez, just, I mean, just very slender. And so it's pretty interesting. I've not seen this kind before. I was trying to find a video of it. Anyway, so I was thinking this could have been used, but also there's these headlamps. I also have one of them. You just tap that button, you won't see any light come on until you move your hand across the screen. Or if you look down and then look up, the light will turn on. Like, it's really interesting. Like, it's motion detected. And so that one makes a lot of sense in the house, like that light going off and on, because it would be so easy. All they have to do is look, move their head a certain way, and they would know that the light would come on. They're actually kind of fun to do when you're doing like dancing and stuff, because you can just like if you move your hand back and forth, it's almost like you have like your own strobe light. It's pretty cool. But I was thinking that could have been something in that house too that night. But I mean, there's just all kinds of glow sticks. We used to take glow sticks and play frisbee with them. We would get a white shirt, and we would, like, whatever team, like we do O's and X's or whatever team we're on, and then we'd break this glow stick open and mark it on our t-shirts, on the white t-shirts, and then we'd cover the frisbee in it and let it dry, and we played frisbee at night. I mean, it was so cool. It was really fun too, but you have to be careful not to bump into each other. That was the only bad part, because you get going, it would be like, crazy. Like the glowing goo, and there's like just a lotion you can put on, just literally like a glow-in-the-dark lotion, and it doesn't harm you or anything, and you just rub it on your arms and you just glow. I mean, it's really, really crazy how good it works. Almost makes you wonder, what's in it, you know what I mean? But anyway, so that's something I wanted to show you that could be a possibility with that light up in the room there. What it looked like. Oh, and there you go. There's your Sigma Chi right there. What's it doing? What is it doing? What the heck?
Hey you, made you look, walking round head down like your toes look good, and that's fine. But life can be a mighty fun time if we smash past the glass and past the sunshine. Not the kind with UV in it, make a mate stay, find a way to raise spirits. Encourage a runner as they go by, or high five a guy while he's swatting a fly. Do it your way, good vibes are free, bask in the sunbeams and pass the lip to nice tea.
Here's another mouthpiece for your mouth that's glow-in-the-dark flashing. And you just fit it in like a mouthpiece, and then it just changes colors. You can turn it to change colors. I think there's a solid one, or you can have it flashing. And there's army issue ones like this too, which really makes me wonder about the cops, because the ones that were like, in the army and stuff, because of, well, first of all, because of the K-bar, for one. And that sheath was new. That sheath didn't look like it had ever been touched, in my opinion. And so I thought that was really interesting too. So anyway, but these mouthpieces, yeah, the Army uses them for their war games. So where I grew up, not even maybe half a mile from my house, we had what was called the reservation road, and I grew up around a lot of Indian reservations. So, but this particular one, you would the Army would drive out there in the middle of, it was always in the middle of the night. Oh my God! Well, they did it all day and all night, and it was the war game. So they'd go out there and they'd practice, and they'd do the helicopters, and they would do fake bombs, and they would, I mean, it was just so loud, and it would just rumble the windows. It was just crazy. But one of the things they used to use is the mouth is they're just little teeny glow sticks, and you put in your mouth. And man, I'm telling you, when those guys would be in the dark, and you'd walk around, and you'd see them, like you'd drive past the fields they were in, and you try not to go there, actually, because they used those fake bullets, and so I mean, you could get caught in shrapnel easily if you're driving past it, so we just stayed away from it. But there's a couple times we drove by, and looking out into the fields, all you'd see is these green little dots, and they were all the soldiers out there with these little teeny glow sticks in the mouth, and that's how they kept it basically safe from being hit by, I mean, you know, the fake bullets, the blanks, they still are dangerous. You know, they still can cause some issues, and they can kill people too. So just because it's a blank in there doesn't mean that they're safe, and totally, it's not true. So anyway, just wanted to give you that little piece of information too. All right, I'm going to go back and try to find a different thing for you.
So not only is it a 2, it has LED and spots, but look at this, you can zoom in and make a tighter spot, and that goes up to 200 feet of range. To me, it looked like about 300 feet. Hit this button right here in the front, because you're wondering what that thing is. Hit that button. Notice those red lights come on. Watch when I wave my hand in front of this. Look at that. This thing has a motion sensor on and off. So why is that important? Let's say if I'm using both of my hands, and you need to and you're talking to somebody and you don't want to blind them, you turn around, just tilt your head to the side, your headlamp's off. Is that not awesome? What an awesome feature. Now tilt it again. So watch, I want to turn it back on. Now I do a little head tilt. Right back on. Or wave the hand. That feature works way better than I thought, and it goes on. And what it is, first you set it to where you want it. Say you've got it on the LED strip. You see that red lamp? Off, on, or tilt over. Is that not the most awesome feature you've ever seen on a headlamp? It has a stainless steel.
So by the way, you guys, that is freaking, I have one of these. Not exactly this exact type, but I have one of those motion ones where you move your hand in front of it, and they are really cool.